How's it going, guys? Caesar here, and today we're going to be talking about the MX Ergo trackball and the M570 trackball. Really, the big difference is Ergo. Let's get right into it. Alright, today we're going to be talking about my favorite trackballs. Okay, so check this out. I had started with using the 570. I had an older one that I fell in love with, but I've always stuck with Logitech. And let me tell you why. Logitech, this is the 570. There's just something about when I'm working, the ergonomics of my hand being slightly shifted to the right is amazing, right? So I'm going to set this one aside for a second and talk about all the benefits of the 570. The major difference between these two is about $5, and we'll talk about that here in a few. So both of them have the ability to pop out the ball, and as we look inside the ball here, you can see there's about 1, 2, and 3, then your sensor. That portion right there, those 3 can slightly get dirty over time because of dust or grease on your hands or whatever. You just had a taco. Not even sure why I said taco, but anyway, so I highly recommend these trackballs because of the simplicity. They're wireless, and of course, if you have a keyboard, you can use the unified software from Logitech to bring in your keyboard. So I've been using this keyboard here from Logitech. It's also wireless, and it is model number MK710. Fairly old. I'm sure I've had this for several years now, just by the look of it, but I just love it. You have different positioning of 4 degrees and 8 degrees. But we're not here to talk about the keyboard today, but I just want to let you know I love Logitech products, and the switch for that is right here. So there you go. Okay, back to our trackball. So you can, again, use the keyboard and the trackball on one unified USB, which is slightly, I don't know if I have it in here. I think I might have it stored away. They usually store in here, yeah. So this guy right here, as you can see, it says Logi now, it has a little star. That star right there indicates it is a unified product. So you have to use the Logitech Unity unified software that you can download for free, and then you go through the instructions and you can match up your trackball with your keyboard all in one USB, which is pretty awesome. So you always have an extra one for other devices, for a different computer or what have you. I unfortunately fell asleep a couple times. This thing has fallen. Still works, but there's slight groove in my ball. I really like the color. That's actually why I fell in love with it, because of this color. It's one of my favorite colors. But if you run your fingers through it, there is a slight groove in here, and I think that's for me dropping the ball. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has fallen in more ways than not, and you can feel that when you're running through it. So that's not on the trackball itself. That's my bad because I've dropped it. It does have controls for scrolling through and backing up pages forward and back. It's light, so that's a benefit, and it can also be your enemy, because if it's too light, it slides around or it gets shifted by your 1-year-old like mine. But this one, let's talk about this one here. It has a slight more shift to your hand to the right versus the 570. You can also remove the weight. It's not super heavy, but it's just enough weight to pull this thing down, so it doesn't have any issues there. Same idea, you can stick a pin in here and pop out the ball. I'm just going to turn this off. Alright, so here's the ball. All you can see in here, 1, 2, and 3, and then you have your sensor. And those, again, those rollers do get dirty with grime once in a while. So you want to make sure you go in there with a nice light toothbrush or some alcohol and clean that out. This one's a silver ball. I actually haven't tested it if they both fit. I don't see why not, but they should be interchangeable. And it does. it does fit in there, which is pretty awesome. And it rolls nice, actually. Okay, so all this does is essentially go back in here and pops right in. Then you have yourself a blue MK with a little bit of weight. So yes, the hands shifted slightly to the right. I do enjoy this one. It just feels right. It feels good on my hand. I don't get tired. If you like trackballs, I highly recommend Ergo. If you want the exact model number on this one, there'll be a link below. M-R0065. Same idea. You can turn on your power at the very bottom and be on your way. But for work purposes, this is just, I had to upgrade, and I absolutely love this weight factor here. I got it backwards. That helps with the ability to not have to worry about shifting the trackball too far. I'm just going to try out this ball real quick. I may just run a cleaner here with alcohol and see if I can get this to be smoother, but both actually look pretty. This one seems a little bit shinier. It could be because this one's older, but this one has a slight glossy to it, if that makes sense. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Logitech product, I highly recommend it. If you want a trackball, if you're in front of the computer all day and your hand, like I am, and your hand's over here on the far right, I'm not sure how it would work with lefties. I don't think it can. I highly recommend you take a look at the Logitech, either 570 or the Ergo MK Ergo. Both links will be below this video. Hope you guys enjoy this video.